The shareholders of Nigeria's largest hospitality and leisure company, Transcorp Hotels PLC, have approved plans by the listed company to build a new multi-million-dollar event center in Abuja, Nigeria's political capital, as well as a new hotel in Lagos, and pursue other growth strategy. Meanwhile, Transcorp Hotels has just announced a 72% revenue growth for the first 3 months of this year, posting 5 billion naira net profit as its hotel's occupancy rate jumps 83% on an annualized basis. Joining me now for a discussion to some facts behind these figures is Modupe Olusola, the CEO of Transcorp Hotels, and she's live to us now from our studios, located right inside the Transcorp Hilton Hotel in Abuja. Great having you on a nice exchange tonight, madam.
Great being here. Thank you very much, Bosin, for having me here.
It's good to have you on the show, first time in the new year. Thank you very much to look at things, how things are moving on. But give me the highlights. Let's move on. The key highlights of your just concluded annual shareholders meeting. Talk to me.
We had a fantastic annual general meeting. We got approval to pay 20 kobo dividends to all our shareholders. This was a 54% increase on what was paid last year. Last year, we paid 13 kobo. The shareholders left very happy, very excited. Their share price has increased. They've actually received increased profitability from the company. We achieved an increase of 105% in terms of our profit before tax. We grew revenues by 36%, achieving, record-breaking revenues of 41.5 billion. So everybody really left happy. So beyond what we actually achieved as well, we're able to actually talk about our progress plans and our plans for this year. We're looking to launch in our event center, which is a 3,500 to 5,000 capacity event center right here in Abuja, in Transcorp Hotels Abuja, Transcorp Hilton Abuja. So shareholders were completely excited. They were excited about all the achievements and the milestones that have been achieved within the last year, and so grateful to be actually going away with the increased profitability and of course the dividends that they also got as well. So great times all around for us, great times all around for shareholders of Transcorp Hotels PLC.
Well, very interesting, but again, I'm really focused on some of the growth strategy that you're talking about, some key investment you're making. How important to your asset base and overall revenue growth, these huge investments you're looking to make? You touch about the Abuja Event Center and the new Ikoyi Lagos Hotel facility development. Where are we on that? How soon are you bringing this on board? How will this impact your asset base and your revenue moving forward?
So going forward, all we're talking about is expansion, expansion, expansion. Like you rightly introduced me, we're the leading hospitality brand in Nigeria. And so what we started to do over the last few years was actually to increase our asset-light strategy. We launched a hospitality platform business called Aura by Transcorp Hotels PLC. On that platform alone, it actually helped us enlarge our footprints. We increased our inventory by over 5,000, meaning that you can actually go onto the platform and book accommodation across any city in Nigeria. But beyond that, our event center, like I mentioned, is critical to our growth and our expansion. You would see that a lot of events are actually being held outside of Nigeria, which means that additional revenue that should ordinarily come into Nigeria is going outside of Nigeria. Countries like Morocco, like Egypt, like even Ghana are hosting much bigger events than we should be holding. So having such a world-class facility here in Abuja actually helps us to increase our revenue, increase Nigeria's revenue as well, in terms of we're able to actually contribute to employment, meaning that we can bring on more people, more hands. We're also able to just, have more events, host more events than we prior would have been able to hold. In addition, part of our growth expansion is actually our Ikoyi Hotel. This is going to be amazing. It's a 5-star hotel, 315-room hotel that is also going to offer banqueting facilities, gym, leisure facilities, and inclusive of that is actually parking as well. We have over 14,000 square meters land within Ikoyi. So we're excited about that, where we've started actively in terms of actually working on this. We've done things like the environmental impact assessment plan. And so now we're looking at launching actually for 2027. But key milestones before that include our groundbreaking, as well as, just work that needs to go on. But we're very excited about this because it's actually started. But everything we're focused on right now is expansion, expansion, expansion. And beyond the expansion, we're also looking at deepening our footprints in Abuja. So we're offering a lot more across our outlets in terms of just best food, best experience once you come to the premises here. So our focus is really just growth to be able to deliver so much more to our shareholders, and growth in terms of expansion, continuing to be the leading hospitality brand within this space. And then of course, we're also going to look beyond Nigeria, and within the next 3 to 5 years, also start to look at Africa. What Aura has helped us to do is be able to fast track this expansion beyond Nigeria. So we're quite excited all around, quite excited.
Let me sneak this in very quickly. Where are you going in Africa?
Where we're going, where it's going to be opportunistic right now, because they recognize us as the leaders within this space. We constantly have people reaching out to say, we have assets in Morocco, we have assets in Kenya, we have assets in, and we want you to come and manage it with the expertise that you have actually done with Transcorp Hotels. So we're open to look for opportunities. We're going to deepen our footprints in Nigeria and then start to look for opportunities across Africa that can also help us deepen our ownership and our expertise within this space. Right now, within the next 2 to 3 years, is going to be Nigerian growth. 3 to 5 years, we'll look beyond Nigeria and begin to expand beyond Nigeria.
We'll be following you on that, Madam CEO. But let us talk about this current year. We're just done with the first quarter, earnings just coming in through, and I'm wondering how you're making so much money despite the tight operating environment. Let me just look at the numbers very quickly. Your first quarter revenue was a jump of about 72%. You're posting about 5 billion naira in net profit within the first 90 days of this year. Occupancy numbers in your hotels in Abuja, in Calabar is about 80%. How do you get these numbers? What's driving all of these despite the pressure in the country's business environment?
So the focus is, we recognize that, Nigeria is challenging at this time. However, we're cautiously optimistic that everything is going to improve. And so with that mindset, we're very focused on resilience. We're also very focused on ensuring that it's not business as usual. And we do not take for granted that we're the leading hospitality brand. So we focus very strongly on our guest experience. And right through your experience from coming into the hotel, we want to make sure that we're giving you top notch in terms of customer excellence and customer service. So our food is top notch. The rooms have been, upgraded as well. And we're constantly doing more to ensure that, we're delivering more to our stakeholders and the guests that come in. So it's never business as usual. We never take for granted our first place, our first position within this space. And so doing all of those things, continue to reinvest and reinvest to make sure that we're top notch in every area across our outlets, across the hotel as a whole, makes sure that guests continue to come to us, guests continue to choose us, not because they have no choice, but because they realize that we're the best in class, the first in class, and that we always ensure that we're doing better than the last service that we gave. And so that's the critical success factor for us, and that is actually what makes a difference, so that you see our occupancy. In addition, Bosun, I want to tell you that we learned so much from the COVID years, and what it actually forced us to do was think beyond the box and outside of the box as well. And so we've also grown our leisure business, which means that even when we have the weekends and things are not as busy, we're actually selling to a diversified segment of the market. We have families coming in here for weekends, coming in for Valentine's Day, coming in for Easter and for Salah. If you visited the hotel at all, you'll have seen what we did for Salah, where we ensured that we set up for Iftar, and it was a great experience for children and families as well. So, it's never business as usual. We don't take for granted our numbers. We continue to invest so much more to make sure we can achieve the numbers that we put out quarter on quarter.
Okay, very interesting. But again, give me, just to summarize, give me less than 1 minute, your outlook for 2024 in terms of earnings. We've seen the first quarter numbers. Give me some projections.
2024, we're going to beat our numbers. We've been very, very aggressive in terms of our budget, very, very aggressive. And like you see, last year we increased by 36%. We know that we're going to exceed that for this year. Our PBT was over 105% increase. We went from about 4 billion and achieved 9.8 billion in terms of our profit before tax. We're going to exceed that this year. So again, we're looking forward to the fact that we achieve all our KPIs in terms of occupancy, in terms of profit, in terms of revenue. And we're so optimistic and certain that we'll be returning so much more to our shareholders again this year. Our shareholders should continue and stick with us. We're going to continue to deliver value to all our stakeholders, and we're going to deliver growth as well. So again, Bosun, just join us here as we continue to deliver to all our stakeholders.
All right, thank you so much, Modupe Olusola, the CEO at Transcorp Hotels PLC. We wish you and your team all the best, and thank you for speaking to our eyes.